Apologies, boys. I'm a little bit sweaty right now. The top will probably come off for the next video. I'm going to record 3 videos right now, so the top will probably come off after this one. But this video, what do I eat? What's my diet? What does my diet consist of in order to build muscle, fuel myself for the amount of training that I do, whether that's in the gym, boxing, kickboxing, MMA, and then also just fueling myself to live a high energy lifestyle and also be productive for business, because there's loads of different diets that you can go for to optimize for certain things. Like the diet that you would have to optimize for muscle building is very different to the diet that you'd have to just optimize brain power, right? So right now, I think I've got like the perfect diet for me. Like, I think my diet is literally perfect. So let's just break it down in this video, because I'm able to control my weight, control my physique very, very easily. Whether I want to gain weight, whether I want to bulk and put on muscle, which I am at the moment, or whether I'm weight cutting for a fight, my diet is locked in. And also, my diet is at a point now where I found a way to still get my carbs in, still get my calories in, whilst also optimizing for my focus as well in order to live a high energy lifestyle. Because with the diet, I mean, let's go back to basics here. Like year seven in the UK, we do something called food technology, which is actually I don't even remember food tech. Yeah, food tech. I don't know why we have to do food tech, but we do something called food tech here in the UK, where we basically just learn like, okay, what does a balanced diet look like, and we learn like the basics of cooking, basically. We learn the basics of cooking, like cross contamination and that sort of stuff. So in food tech, we're taught like this like food wheel, where like 40% of your diet's supposed to be like carbs from like bread and pasta and grains and all of this shit. Like 20% of your diet is supposed to be meat, and like 20% supposed to be vegetables. I don't really remember the exact numbers, but it is bullshit. So because what happens when you live like this really NPC government guidelines balanced diet, where you're eating all of these silly processed carbs and stuff like that, and you're eating your vegetables, you're eating your broccoli, you're eating your 5 a day of broccoli, carrots, and peas, is that you'll finish a meal and you'll just like turn retarded real quick. Like the amount of brain fog that you'll get after a meal when you're digesting all of these shitty carbs, all of these processed sugars and stuff like that, then like it really just ruins your productivity, ruins your mood, it ruins your energy levels. And that's why a lot of people just don't have a lot of motivation to do things. That's why a lot of people are not actually living life as their full potential, because their diet's horrible. Like straight away, since I've changed to this diet, straight away it's night and day difference. If I go back and eat like NPC food, then like instantly I feel shit. Instantly. When you actually optimize your diet and have a good diet like this, then every day you just feel like you have superpowers. So let's talk about the diet that I go for here. And I think the diet is getting a lot more popular as well right now. There's a lot more people talking about this like specific diet. There's a lot more people adopting it and being open-minded to trying it. And yeah, this is truly what we thrive on as human beings. So, first of all, like the foundation of the diet is very much meat-based. Meat-based diet. Meat, obviously, protein. This is what we've been eating for thousands of years. The reason why meat is so important for a human's diet is because when it comes to things like plant alternatives to proteins and even stuff like vegetables and stuff like that, they might have some nutrients in it, but we might not actually be able to absorb all of those nutrients from the plants. Our body doesn't know how to digest all of the different nutrients. So, um, vegetables, we're taught that they're really, really good for you, but in reality, not really, because we can't really absorb that many nutrients from a vegetable. On the other side, we've got meats, and when we digest meat, when we eat meats, this is the most bioavailable source of nutrients for human beings. Cows can get nutrients out of grass. Humans can't get nutrients out of grass. Cows can only get nutrients out of cows, maybe. But as humans, we get so many nutrients out of cows, and that's how we thrive. That's why the animal-based diet is so important. It's not as simple as just saying, oh, you need to get your protein, bro, or I eat meat-based diet just to get my protein, bro. It's not like that at all, because there's macronutrients, which is like your protein, your carbs, blah, blah, blah. We know all of those. But people forget to talk about the micronutrients that we need as human beings to thrive, to do things. We need these nutrients, and we forget about them. And beef specifically red meat. Red meat based diet is the easiest way to make sure that you're actually getting your nutrients. The most nutrient dense food in the world, actually, for human beings is actually liver. If you add liver into your diet, then you're going to be thriving because you're getting all of these extra nutrients. That's like the best multivitamins that you can take, basically. So yeah, the foundation of my diet is very much meat based. I'm not a carnivore. I'm not on the carnivore diet, but meat based diet is what I live and breathe by. It's changed my life completely. I'm in great shape. I've got a six pack. I've got great energy levels. I can stay dialed in, and I'm always fueled up. So meat based diet. Protein, heavy, loads of protein every single day. Every single every single meal has to contain some meat. I try to always go for red meat. Try to not do chicken as much. I like beef. Beef, if I can get as much beef in my diet as possible, amazing. It doesn't have to be expensive. You can literally just go to the supermarket and buy a pack of minced beef. It's not the most delicious thing in the world, I'll be honest. It takes a while to get used to. Ideally, if you want to make it a little bit nicer for yourself, what I do is I put honey, salt, and butter on top, and it makes it a lot more edible. But yeah, beef, this is a superfood. Include this in your diet. So aside from meat, I like to get a lot of fat in my diet. So if you go to the supermarket and you buy a pack of minced beef, get the one with the most fat in it. Because fat is actually where most of the nutrients from the animals are stored. It's stored in the fat. So by just eating meats and fats from the meats, then you're actually getting way more nutrients than some silly vegan. So get your fat in as well. Eat lots of fat, lots of meat. Butter, amazing. Beef tallow, amazing. I try to lean towards animal fats. I don't really like going. You definitely, obviously, you know to avoid seed oils by now. Animal fats are great. Coconut oil is not too bad. Extra virgin olive oil, not too bad. But I much prefer to stick with animal fats. I get a lot of butter, eat a lot of tallow, lots of fats. And then lastly, carbs. I'm not one of these guys that avoid carbs altogether. I'm not a carnivore. I don't do the carnivore diet. I think carbs are good, and I think they can fuel you, and I think we do need carbs. But the carbs sources that I like to get carbs from, like, I'm very picky with my carb sources. So if I go out to eat, like, I'm not one of those guys where I'm going to be like autistic with it. I try to avoid seed oils, but that's about it. Like, I'm not going to be completely autistic. Like, no, I won't eat the potato. I'll eat the potato, but in a perfect world and in my day-to-day life, when I'm at home making food for myself and stuff like that, the only source of carbs that I will have is it comes from honey and fruits. Honey and fruits. Honey and fruit, like, if you eat like pasta right now, you'll eat it and you'll feel tired after. You'll feel tired, sloppy, and you'll get a little bit of brain fog. Whereas if you eat fruits, you don't get that brain fog and you're still getting the carbohydrates in your system. Fruit, that's a lot more natural for humans. Like, we've been eating fruit for a long time. It's colorful. It's colorful fruit. It wants to be eaten. The reason why we are so like drawn to these sugars and these sweet things is because I think our body craves fruit the same way that we crave salts, we crave fruit. I think that's our body telling us that we kind of want fruit. That's why we love sweets, because our body thinks we're eating fruit. So I eat fruit, and that makes me feel great. Meat and fruit, that's like the perfect diet in my opinion. And then when I am bulking, which I am at the moment, ideally I want a little bit of extra calories and a little bit of extra carbs. So the only difference to my diet that I'll make when I'm bulking is I will add either white rice or sweet potatoes into my diet. So like in my meals, I'll either have white rice or sweet potatoes, and then still the same old mince, honey, butter, all the same. But those are the two carb sources that I'll go to when I'm bulking. Now, to be honest, there is one extra part of my diet that's like not really optimized for, it's not really optimized for performance or being shredded or anything like that, and that's just toast, bread. I don't eat like white bread or anything silly like that, but just toast, bread, butter, loads of butter. I don't know. That's just something that I've been eating like since I was a kid, and it's just it's almost like an addiction, low key. I gave it up for Lent. So I've been fasting. I gave it up for Lent. I've not had toast in a couple of months now, but I'm really craving toast. I miss it a lot. Like me and my mum, like we're obsessed with toast. So that's one thing that's sort of in my diet just because it is there. That's not really for performance. But aside from that, my diet is absolutely just meats, fruits, honey, fats, and that is how we thrive as human beings. I've got You know, I feel strong, I feel good, I feel healthy. I'm training to become a fucking weapon. Yeah, I feel great. So that's my diet. That's how I stay lean, stay in good shape, live a high energy lifestyle. Try it. If you've never tried a diet like this before, like the animal-based diet, like definitely just try it. Like be open-minded about it, because yeah, as soon as I tried it, the difference was night and day. So if you try it, yeah, I promise you, you're gonna feel the difference. You are visibly in your day-to-day life, you're gonna feel the difference. You're gonna feel your energy levels increase. You're gonna just feel so much better. Also, a little bonus point for that as well. Like this is not necessarily to do with my diet, but I also do intermittent fasting where I won't eat at all in the morning. I'll have my first meal at maybe 1 p.m. I like to get loads of work done in the morning, maybe some training, deep work, YouTube videos or whatever. And I'll have my first meal at like 1 p.m. And I think that's super beneficial as well for your just for straight productivity. I think it's good for recovery and productivity, because whilst our body is not using energy to digest food, instead we're using that extra energy that we would be using to digest the food to actually repair damaged cells and repair imbalances in our body. So definitely try intermittent fasting as well. Any questions about any of this, just let me know. Shoot me a message on Instagram. And as always, boys, keep grinding.